Why is it that there's people half your size that can punch 10 times harder than you can? Well, there's 3 technique errors which you are probably doing which need fixing as soon as possible. These 3 technique fixes will help you not have pillow fists, and I know this because they've helped me assert myself in sparring and actual boxing matches, and they helped my brother get to the national championship finals just from simple small fixes. Also, if you stay to the end of this video, I have a free guide which you can grab, which will give you even more techniques and even more tutorials on how to punch harder. Otherwise, let's get into the video. You first need to understand where power comes from. So the first technique we're talking about is getting power from the ground up and being connected to the ground. Because believe it or not, the power does not just come from the arms and the hands. It actually starts from the ground. Try it. If you go on your knees and try and throw hard punches, you probably won't get very far. So you actually need to have a good connection from your feet to the ground, and then the power transfer its way up. So if you're too high on your toes and too bouncy, and you're throwing punches from here, you'll probably notice you're throwing arm punches and you're not quite getting the power you want. So to help you get better ground connection, you need to focus on having a good boxing stance, slightly bending the knees, and then using your full body when you throw punches. It kind of looks like this. See how there, I'm sitting down more on my punches and I'm not relying on my arms to get all the power. Secondly, we need to look at weight distribution. This is a key technique to learn for any beginner, and being able to distribute your weight effectively will be key for you getting better at boxing and hitting harder. What I mean is, from our stance, you really, ideally, want 60% of your weight on your back foot and 40% on your front foot. And this can shift. So as you throw punches and go into different positions, it's going to go 60% back foot, 40% front foot, and then they can also switch where you go 60% front foot, 40% back foot, and then you shift. You can stay 50-50 as well. You don't have to go 60-40, but anything outside that range, like if you've got 70% on the back foot and only 30 on your front foot, that's probably not a balanced position. So you either want to go 60-40 both ways or 50-50. This will help you be able to distribute your weight in the right way. And we can use this when punching, because watch, if I throw an uppercut to the body, I can shift my weight forward. Now I might follow up with this lead hook and I'm going to pull my weight back onto my back foot. There. So I'm not just staying here all the time, I'm shifting that weight from both of my feet. Got a little rhythm there, didn't I? And I probably wouldn't recommend starting by throwing punches to practice this if you're not used to it yet. I would start with your hands behind your back and just go in right shoulder to left knee and then left shoulder to right knee. Just to get a feel of what weight distribution actually feels like. See, I've got a little bend in the knees and I'm just shifting my weight from back foot to front foot. The third technique you're probably not doing. This does get a little bit more advanced and it does take practice to get this. It might take you a while to get this one, but I'm talking about pulling your punches. Pulling your punches. Now what I mean by that is, I'll show you from here. I can throw a hard lead hook and I can push the bag. I might go like that. You see how I'm putting my shoulder forward into it. I'm kind of doing that with the bag. I'm pushing it one way. But what you want to do is actually pull your punches more, so you can create more of a whipping effect. So you don't have to use your arm and shoulder as much, and your hips actually do the job for you. If I use the bag, I'm going to practice holding my backhand out like this, and to practice pulling my punches, see how I've got my weight on the front foot. Now I'm going to pull my weight back. I'm going to pull this shoulder back like this, fast, to create that whipping effect. See how there, my hips are creating that snapping motion, and I'm also practicing weight distribution there as well. And this works with any punches. Try and whip your punches and give them more of a pulling effect rather than trying to push and stiffen your shoulder through it. Now, if you remember at the start of the video, I did mention if you stay to the end, I've got a free guide for you. And that guide is the Punch Power Guide. Now, this guide will teach you exactly how to hit harder with more in-depth tutorials, more than this, probably twice as much in that guide than there is in this video. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description below so you can go and grab that yourself. So go check it out, and then I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.